I think most of us should know or do know about this this women's Nazi organization. It's called Moms for Liberty. And I think they all are moms, although men join now too, I think. As far as liberty is concerned, no. What they're talking about is Moms for Christian Fascism. They don't believe in liberty. They don't believe in freedom. They don't believe in families making choices. No. What they believe in is that under the hand of their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and his Antichrist, Donald Trump, that rules are to be made where it concerns what books kids will read, where kids will go to school, with whom they'll go to school, whether or not they're going to be vaccinated against hideous fucking diseases. Moms for Liberty are moms for fascism. And they've been around now for a couple, 3 years. They like to cluster fuck around Donald Trump is their exalt the Antichrist himself, which shows you how demonic this organization is. Well, a Republican pastor, you know where this story is going, a Republican pastor who coordinated the faith-based outreach for the Philadelphia chapter of Moms for Liberty was convicted of sexually abusing a teenage boy. Now, this was 10 years ago. He is Phillip Fisher Jr., and he heads the Center of Universal Divinity in Olney, which is a suburb of Philly. And he helps connect this neo-fascist group of women with local faith leaders, you know, evangelical Christians, with local faith leaders to boost membership. And some of the leaders in the Philly area are saying, they're shocked, absolutely shocked, to learn that in 2012, this miserable fucking Christian Nazi pled guilty to a felony count of aggravated sexual abuse of a 14-year-old boy when the pastor was 25. That's according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. Now, Reverend Mr. Fisher, this Christian filth, blames his conviction. He pled guilty, but he blames his conviction on a political action committee for perennial presidential candidate Lyndon LaRouche. Remember him? You remember the LaRouchians? LaRouche is dead, isn't he? I think he is. And this teenage boy raping monster, Reverend Phillip Fisher Jr., said that he worked for LaRouche, but was trying to break free of what he now calls a cult, Lyndon LaRouche's organization. Buddy, your Christianity, the brand that you filthy pigs practice, is a cult. And he said, the perp said, quote, "It was a political situation that happened between me and Lyndon LaRouche. It was a member of his camp, his party, that made the accusation. They pushed it through. It was really a railroad job." End quote. So what is this filthy pig saying? Is he saying, the Reverend Phillip Fisher Jr., who works with Moms for Fascism, is he saying that his guilty plea was something that he was forced to do, that he was, in fact, innocent? That's what it sounds like to me. Anyway, when his criminal history was revealed here recently, within this week, I think, according to Reuters news agency, the chairperson of Philadelphia's Republican City Committee, a guy named Vince Fennerty, was stunned to learn this. Stunned. So he immediately, the chair of the Philly Republican City Committee, he demanded and received Mr. Fisher's resignation as leader of the 42nd Ward Republican Party in Philadelphia. I wonder when these people are going to realize, these board chair people, men and women, that there is no Republican Party anymore, that they're operating with Christian fascism, that they're operating with child molesters, people who want to destroy democracy, fascists, Nazis who worship at the feet of the filthy bum Donald Trump. When are people going to realize this? Well, I guess it takes time. Anyway, a national spokesperson, this is according to Reuters, for Moms for Liberty, did not respond to a request for comment. Oh, gee, why not? I mean, why not step right up to the nearest microphone, Moms for Fascism, and explain your association with somebody who raped a 14-year-old boy? Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Anyway, another Republican ward leader who chairs the local Moms for Liberty chapter, a crazy bitch named Sheila Armstrong, she expressed surprise. Oh, really? She said she had just received from the State Department of Human Services, quote, a child abuse history certification, end quote, in the Reverend Fisher's name, so he could volunteer for an upcoming Christmas party for an autism nonprofit that she leads. Well, I guess, you crazy woman, Sheila Armstrong, you're going to tell the Reverend Phillip Fisher that he can't work at a party where children dealing with autism are present, primarily because he is a fucking rapist. He is a vicious, lying, filthy child rapist, somebody that you Moms for Fascism could work with hand in glove. Don't act surprised, Sheila. You people are all fucked up to begin with. Why would you be surprised to find out that a person trying to coordinate your shit in Philly is a child rapist? Come on. Come on. Anyway, the Reverend Fisher was sentenced to 3 years in prison, and he was given credit, though, for spending nearly 20 months in jail awaiting trial. And he said he only agreed to plead guilty to, get out of jail. And he said while he was in jail, he experienced violence from other prisoners. Reverend Fisher said, when all this was revealed by the Inquirer, Phillip said, quote, at the time, I was the victim. What they did was basically trumped up charges to drown out the complaints that I was making on the issue of human rights. Oh, that's right. You were working for human rights and just kind of lost your head. Oh, well, yeah, that happens all the time, doesn't it, Phillip, huh? Fisher is registered on a sex offender database maintained by the Illinois State Police, which apparently is where this happened, not in Philadelphia. And that is also, he is also listed on the National Sex Offender website maintained by the Department of Justice. And then Fisher said this, and this is so typically Christian fascist. He said, quote, I never went out of my way to hide anything. I'm in the database. It's an easy search. End quote. Yes, it's an easy search, right, Phillip? I wonder when the vast majority of Americans, God, I hope it's still a vast majority, of Americans who are not religiously sick, who are not sex offenders, who are not eaten up by a porn addiction or an alcohol addiction or an opioid addiction. I wonder when, if the time will come when the majority, and like I said, I hope it's still a majority, of Americans realize that we have got to stop fucking around with this craziness. We've got to stop listening to psychopaths like Donald Trump and Matt Gaetz and the Q-bitch from here in Georgia, Marjorie Greene. We have to stop, and we have to drive them out of office. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.